Something here that I came across about 2 days ago that has completely blown my mind. I came across this book called Cashvertising. Page 21, there is this thing called the Life Force 8, and I just want to share it with you. So this is what the Life Force 8 is, and really, actually, before you guys start reading that, I just want to share, like, what if you could have some things that you knew that if you put an answer to one of those things in your story, that you would attract people. Okay, so I'm going to show you, like, my personal real results from this. So when I came across this, which I was just so ecstatic to read this, because the Life Force 8, right? It says 8 powerful desires responsible for more sales than all other human wants combined. So, like, if you know these wants and you can reverse engineer them to put them in your stories, you will sell, okay? And I'll prove it to you in a second. But here they are: survival, enjoyment of life, life extension is the first one. That's the first one, guys, right? So second one, like enjoyment of food and beverages. So check this out. The question is, can you shake your desire to eat? Could you, like, shake it off? You can't, right? It's a life force, right? Next one is freedom from fear, pain, and danger, sexual companionship, comfortable living conditions, to be superior, winning, keeping up with the Joneses, care and protection of loved ones, social approval. Okay, so now my challenge to you, this is what I did when I read this, okay? There's 2 pages here. This is the first one. It shares a little bit more about the life force and everything else, how they work. But here's the test that I want you guys to do. I want you to go to your last story post or your last video or your last ad that you built and ask yourself, watch the whole video and then answer these questions. Did it cover survival, enjoyment of life, or extending your life? Yes or no? That's it. Did it cover enjoyment of food and beverage? Did it cover freedom from fear, pain, and danger? Did it cover sexual companionship? Did it cover comfortable living conditions? Did it cover to be superior, win, or keep up with the Joneses? Did it take care of loved ones, protection of loved ones? And did it have social approval? Here's what happened when I did this test. I went to my last ad, and the one that was working the worst for us, and I went through this, and I had 2 of these things. I had number 1, enjoyment of life was in that ad. I did talk about that. There's about 2 sentences about enjoying life, on, experiencing everything together, having a great life. And then the other one I talked about was comfortable living conditions, but all other of them were no. And then I went to our best performing ad, and I did the same test. It's just a quick litmus test. You can tell whether or not your stuff's good or not. And out of 8, I had 7 of them covered in my story posts. Can you guess which one performed better? The second one, right? The one that was performing outrageously well. The reason it was performing well is because I talked about all 7 out of these 8 things in the ad. And it's a very simple thing to do once you've learned these things. Here is some results from somebody, not myself. Here's a master bookseller, right? There's this guy, he wrote this book during the 1920s and 30s, and he sold more than 200 million copies. Here, what's interesting about this gentleman, I read a little bit about him. He wrote these titles down and tested it, and then he realized the title sucked. He went back and changed the title, and here's the results. The first title was 10 o'clock. He made 2,000 annual sales with a book titled 10 o'clock. He changed that 10 o'clock book title to What Art Should Mean to You. He sold 9,000 copies. Now, what art should mean to you refers to life force number 8, which is social approval, right? And so, as you can see, these numbers are crazy. Fleece of Gold went from Fleece of Gold to Quest for a Blonde Mistress, tackles life force number 4. And there was a 10x return just from simply changing the title to conquer a life force. So what does this tell us? Use life forces in your headlines specifically, and the rest of your stories, try to cover all 8 of these things in each one of the stories that you write, or as many as you can. I would suggest getting at least 4 out of the 8 into each one of your stories that you're writing or the videos that you're filming, because if you do, I can assure you that your conversions will increase. Again, like I said, do a litmus check with the stories that you're already telling. If you've got 4 or more in there, you should be good. I would try to go for as many as possible and try to use those in your headlines. You're going to see a lot of success.